Hey, hello, my peeps. Welcome to another episode. This is PX Mr. Collector. And I gotta tell you, I'm really excited. I'm really excited. This is gonna be a great showcase. So get ready. Hey everyone, this is PX Mr. Collector. Welcome to another episode. Yeah, if this is your first time here, welcome. Welcome. And if you're returning, you know what to expect. Yeah. My name is Peter Zay, and I am a collector of all kinds of toys. So, as you will see in this episode, there's some cool stuff, really cool stuff. So, this episode is going to be mostly 1/6 scale figures across the board, different companies. And then today, I actually received some really cool mail. So, we're going to do a little episode of mail time.
You've got
It's
mail.
been a while, and yeah. So, where do we start? Where do we start? Okay. How about Star Trek? Yeah, I gotta tell you, EXO is really doing an amazing job with all the figures of Star Trek. And I say all of them because it seems like that's where they're going. Different episodes, movies, TV, vintage, new, newer, later. And it's a beautiful line. And it's really simple. Not a lot of accessories, just a couple of important ones. The suits are on point, slick. The sculptures, the facial, nice. They've got some good weight to them. Yeah, and the boxes, the design of the boxes, really, really cool. Yeah, so they showcase a figure, and on the corner, they will tell you who the captain of that series is. Nice. So this is from Enterprise Star Trek. And this is Commander Tipo. Yeah, and she comes with the Vulcan uniform, a phase pistol, the communicator, a scanner, multiple interchangeable hands, and a support base. And then the head sculpt is an authentic likeness of Jolene Blalock. That's Tipo. Wow. That's a mouthful right there. Yeah. Slick. Really cool. And then these are some of the other characters that are in that series. Yeah, good job, EXO. Rocking it. All right, so one of the cool collectibles that I find that I have is my collection of Thunderbirds. And I had a couple of orders for the Thunderbirds. They were literally like the last payment made when I got a message that they were canceled because the company closed. And I wish I would have had a heads up because I would have gone to the company and tried to get them. But anyway, it didn't happen. So I got some cool ones, and then I found this one on eBay. And I totally forgot that they had made them this line. Yeah, so this is Captain Scarlet and the Mysterons. And I guess it's my vivid imaginations. That is so freaking cool. Yeah, this is so good. Look at that. And then it tells you other stuff they made. Yeah, and the year on this, from 1993. Right? Pretty cool. I know. Nice condition. Very happy with that. I know. I'm so stoked. All right. So then, another company that's been doing some really cool stuff is Hano. And I believe I have the Wolverine, which I really like. I think I like it more than the one that Sideshow did. So then I also got Magneto from Sideshow, and that was kind of cool. And then I got Magneto from Mondo. And that one was really great because they gave you a different head sculpt, right? So I wasn't sure if I was going to get this one. But then I did because I liked the other stuff that Hana was producing. So I was like, this was a little different, so let me get them. And I got to tell you, it's like there really are a few times when I say, wow, this is a box that I wish I could showcase because it really is. The artwork on it is freaking fantastic. I freaking love it. Isn't that great? Yeah, and even the way you open it, so I was like, oh, this is interesting, right? So you pull this flap down, and then you pull this flap up, right? And then it gives you all the artists that worked on this. And then when you pull this baby out, it gives you information on the inside of how to put them together, right? So that is super cool. Right, they tell you what to do, what not to do, important things. Right, so in love with the packaging of this figure. This box is freaking awesome. Right? Yeah, love it. So when I opened it up and I got the figure out, first of all, I love how simple it was. And that's all I need to display. I don't need any other accessories. And like I said, I already have the other figures of Magneto. But this one, I love the freaking teeth. His expression, so good. The eyes, awesome. Yeah, and then the metallic helmet, so freaking good. And that's one thing that I like about Hano is that they do the colors of more vibrant, and they use some metallic colors as well, which pop even better. So really excited. So check this out. The bases are a little big, right? But they look really good. So do you see what I'm saying? Look at that. Look at those teeth. So freaking good. Right? His shoes are great. Love that. And then you see what I'm saying about those colors? They're so freaking vibrant. That purple and that red. Oh, so good. And then that helmet. Yes, you cannot remove the helmet. Right? Keep that in check. Look how beautiful that is. Right? And then his boots. So good. And that's what I'm saying about the base. Nice. And then right there, it says Magneto. So freaking happy with this. Yeah, so I am stoked. Yeah, and he will be going into the X-Men display here. So, so stoked. Yeah, and I was thinking that it's also time for me to start doing some showcase tours. Yeah, because I gotta say that quite of my cases are actually completed. I've done some changes that I have not clued you in on. I've done also some creative stuff on the Barbie and Friends section. My anime section looks amazing. The horror section, there's some good changes there. And then behind me, between G.I. Joe, X-Men, Daredevil, Game of Thrones, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings. I mean, yeah, some really, really cool stuff. So I can't wait to show you all of those that have been redone. Yeah, fun stuff, fun stuff. Okay. All right. One of the collections that is like, I am actually, and I'm sure many of you will go through this, a little bit, like I've hit a wall as to trying to figure out how I can display the most figures without it looking too freaking cluttered and the good stuff gets lost, right? And I'm like, I'm always battling that because let's face it, the figures are expensive. They're really amazing. It looks that it is part of the collection. So how do you choose where to display things and how to display them the correct way, right? So that's always a battle, always a battle. Yeah, so then I get this figure and I still have it in the box because I need to redo my cabinets to figure out how I'm gonna make this work, because the reality is that I have two of them. And the reason I have two is because I saw a display of the two of them together looking different. And it was so perfect for the scene that I was like, I need to not only get it, but I also need to copy that. Right? So I am talking about, whoa, by Hot Toys, Star Wars, the 51st Legion ATRT. Wow, nice weight to it. But this baby, yeah, it demands some real estate. So the one that I already have, I have standing with the figure, as you can see in the photo. Right, love them. Yeah, looks great. Right, but this one I'm actually going to have almost like sitting. Right, he'll be on the ground. And so I'm excited about the contrast of the two. I just have to figure out where exactly I'm gonna put them. And I don't want to put them on the floor because sure enough, it's gonna get lost. It's gonna get lost in all the details. You're not gonna be kneeling on the floor to take a look at it. So I have to figure out a smart way of doing that, where the other one is elevated, so he comes up a pretty good height. I love that. Right, so let's see what happens with that. But this is really, really exciting. Yeah. And it so happens that as I was trying to figure out what to do with this guy, I got some mail. Yeah, I got some mail today, and I couldn't believe how much of it was Star Wars. I must have been like, click, 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 click. Yeah, ooh, more. Okay. You know what time it is? That's right. It's mail time!
The mail, it never fails. It makes me want to wag my tail. When it comes, I want to wail.
Yeah. The Black Series. The Black Series, really nice, right? It has grown like crazy. So I only get the figures that I have a certain pull to. And I don't know about you guys, but I am also very aware of when things are not so good. Just in the fact that there's not much merchandising on it. Mm-hmm. Like, I hate to say it, right? But, you know, Shazam, right? 2 movies, and let's face it, they were weak. They were weak. Yeah, and then they try to bring in big names, and those names are also weak at the end of the day. Sorry to say. But it's the main character that plays Shazam hasn't really grabbed us. Yeah, really hasn't grabbed us at us. And the whole concept is just something that's not right. Something is definitely off. So they really haven't done any 1/6 scale figures on any of those movies when it comes to like Hot Toys or even Sideshow. Nobody's doing it, right? So I pay attention to certain things. For example, another one that hasn't been like, there wasn't much done on was Acolyte, right? And then the other one was Skeleton Crew. And Skeleton Crew, I liked it better than Osaka, to be honest with you, than the first season. I haven't watched the second season, but yeah, I think I liked it better than that. Even though some of the kid characters to me didn't sell me. The storyline was like at times, but so I didn't love it. Didn't love it as well, but I liked it a little better. And one of the characters that I did like, I had to get. And if I was going to get him, then I was like, well, let me get the other ones as well, because together he really stands out in the group. And I am talking about, of course, Skeleton Crew. And there's the Black Series. So I started out with John Nawood. Wow. Which is the character that Jude Law played. Did I love him in this? I did not. I know. And then there was the lead, which was Fern. And I'm not sure if it was the actress, but I really didn't care for the character. Like, I really didn't care what happened to this character. And I'm not sure if it was the way it was portrayed or played, but did nothing for me. I almost didn't get the figure because of that. But she is the lead, so I had to get it. Right. Now, this guy here, I liked. And this was Whim. And I love the fact that they come with the backpack. Like, she came with a flashlight. He comes with a backpack and a few more accessories, which is really cool. Right? Nice. And then right? But my fave. Ooh, my fave is Neil. Oh, Neil is so good. That's right, the elephant boy. So good. Look at him. Oh, yeah. Great colors. Right? And I like him so much that I want to pull him out of the box. Yeah, because I don't think that Hot Toys is going to touch this. And it'll be really cool to have him in my display case. So I don't know. What do you think, guys? What do you think? You think Hot Toys is going to do it? I don't think they are, but we'll see. Okay. I love droids. I think that, and robots, freaking love them. And this one actually is from Obi-Wan Kenobi. And I wish that they would do, Hot Toys would pick this up, because he's a really cool looking droid. And I love how they photographed him on the cover of this. And I'm talking about Ned B. Right? Yeah, look at him. He's a stud. Yeah. Cool. But not as cool as the First Order Snowspeeder with the snowtrooper officer. And this is a really cool snowspeeder. I haven't seen this one yet. The box is a little bit mangled. This is from 2016. But the rest of the box, the corners are a little mangled, but the rest of the box is pretty cool. This is by Hasbro and, of course, Disney. Oh. Yeah, and I gotta say, yeah, so here they actually are 3 other figures to complete this set. And they're pretty cool. Sergeant Jin, and then K-250, and then another jet A-Wing. Nice, but look how sweet this one is. That is awesome. Yeah. Ooh, what to do? So much to play with. Like, ooh, wow. Yeah, so that all that came today. Right? I was like, wow, I must have been like loving some Star Wars stuff. But I really did want to get that whole set for the skeleton crew. And I'm like, is there a kid that's missing? Like, I had to double check. I feel like somebody's missing. Yeah, but maybe there were just 3 kids and not 4. That sounds right. All right, so what is next, my friends? Oh, wow. All right, let's talk about Hot Toys. Ooh, I love me some Hot Toys. Yeah, that expensive stuff. Freaking ridiculous, man. Yeah, like the addiction that we have is so freaking crazy that we was like, oh, 300, 400, oh, that's it, right? Crazy. Yeah, and I don't know about the prices coming down. I don't know, right? So how much are we going to put up with that? I don't know. All right. And then here's why we continue, because then we get a freaking figure, something comes out, and we're like, gotta have it, I want it, right? And then I get it, and I'm so freaking glad that I got it, because it's a lot more amazing than I ever expected. And so is the case with this. All right, so Spider-Man. Not only have they thrown a lot of incredible Spider-Man with Tom Holland, but now they're throwing Miles Morales, and that line is like, wow. But if that wasn't enough, they're now going back and throwing some of the old movies with some of the old Spider-Mans back at us. So, Tobey Maguire, sweet, Spider-Man 3. Yeah, and I had to like double check to make sure that I saw 3. And sure enough, and I'm like, wow, there were 3 freaking movies with Tobey Maguire. So I think I'm gonna have to do a little binging. I think that could be fun, right? I remember his little dance move in his black outfit. So yeah, this is Spider-Man black suit. And I was like, well, I got some black suits, right? Not even connecting with, we order these and they're on pre-order, and by the time they come in, I'm like, couldn't remember all the details. And with this one, I was like, I think there's a head sculpt to it of Tobey Maguire. Sure enough, I was right. So, right, nice. Is the artwork blowing me away? No, not really. Right. Not like the X-Men box. The X-Men box, that was awesome. This is okay. However, in comparison, Magneto was okay. Compared to how freaking awesome, then I'm telling you, freaking awesome this figure is. And talk about Disruptor, I have a whole freaking case. One of these entire cabinets, the entire thing, of Spider-Man. And now, I got 2 of the Miles Morales that are freaking stunning and demanding some killer real estate. And now this guy. What to do? Oh my God. Right now I'm just going to gloat and be like, oh, do you see what's coming? Shut up. Okay, you guys are not ready for this. All right, here we go. Oh, do you see what I'm saying? Look at the freaking base as well. Look at that. It's so good. And then, right? Venom. And then this one actually comes here. I'm going to send him on my lap here for a sec. So this one comes with this Venom that is attached to him like it's coming out of his head, right? Love that. And then this one that he's got holding in his hand, it actually is a different one that you can use, and it's magnetic and it attached to the side of his head. So that's pretty cool, but I wanted to showcase them both, so this is how I'm doing it. Oh, so good. Yeah. And as you can see in the photos, this figure is awesome. Right? So glad that I decided to get this because he is amazing. The mask, right? These are the accessories. Oh my God. Yeah. Love him. So good. Wow. All right. So, this other one comes in. And I was like, I was excited about him. And then I got him out of the box and I was like, oh, how am I going to display this? Make it look a little different and yet not take up so much freaking room. And I was trying to figure it out. And then I came up with this way. And as you're going to see, and I'm talking about Captain America, Sam Wilson. Brave New World. Which is very different than the other one that they did with Sam Wilson, because this one actually has the head sculpt of Sam Wilson without any of the suit on his head, any of the helmet. Right, so really, really cool. And the first one I love with the white, love that. But this is also really cool because it's very different than the other one. And I really love all the different ways that you could use the wings, if you decide to use the wings. Right? Yeah. Nice figure, tall, definitely demands some real estate for sure. unless you decide not to use the wings. So, but how could you not use the wings? I mean, talking about freaking Falcon. Right? All right. Are you guys ready for this? Yeah. I don't know if you are, but here we go. Shut the front door. Shut the door. What is that freaking amazing? Look at that. See what I was saying about the wings? And there's Nightwing on top. Ha. Yeah. Comes with a different head sculpt with the helmet on. Love the boots. The wings, you can move them any freaking way you want, as you can see in the photos. There's many different ways you could display this. This, to me, I find that this is a really fascinating position. Love this. And I think this is going to be freaking outstanding on the top of the cabinet. So good. Go, Sam Wilson. Woo. Score, right? Yeah, I mean, the whole freaking outfit is amazing. The boots, I mean, this guy is fantastic. Wow. Captain America. Yay. Woo. My friends. What's next? What's next? All right, well, we're getting to the end. We're getting close to the end. So, yeah, I tell you this, there's so many amazing stuff that is a little bit overwhelming. And then just when I think that I can't deal with it anymore, there's something else. And I'm like, wow. So one of the ones that I had to have, and I couldn't freaking believe that I actually found them, is R.J. McCready. That's right, from The Thing. Heavy, got some great weight on it. Interesting, fascinating packaging, right? The packaging of Magneto, I freaking love it. It's amazing. Wish I could display it because I love the artwork. This one, I love the box so much that I actually don't want to even pull the figure out of the box, because I think that if I leave it in the box, it's going to give me a reason to go to the box and open it up. So, I'm not kidding. I've never seen a box like this, and I have a lot of collectibles. And in my entire collection, there were probably like 10 top boxes that I had that have blown me away, and this is one of them. So, by looking at it, not much to it, right? But the sleeve is sweet. Check this out. Right? That is sweet. Love that. Right? And then the box. All right. Ooh. Magnetic. Do you see what I mean? I can't put this freaking box away. That is awesome. That is awesome. And if I could figure a way to leave this open and then display him without the plastic in the center. Oh, right? That is freaking incredible. So freaking creative. Yeah, Mondo, you have kicked arse on this one. And I love Mondo. Mondo is like non-stop, so good. Right? Awesome. And even the background, the backdrop, I mean the back of the box. That's so different. Right? You don't get artwork like that on boxes like this. Crazy. So good. Yeah, I actually want to see the movie again. It's been a long time. But the figure, I've seen the other people display him. It looks freaking amazing. Like I said, I'm torn about taking him out because I love the box so much. So I don't know where I'm going to go with that. But right now, because I don't really have the real estate for him, I'm okay with leaving him in the box until I figure it out. So, yeah. McCready. Freaking delish. Wow. All right. And finally, Fallout. Wow. So, right, so I was really enamored with what Assassin's Creed was doing as far as the collection was, right? As far as the collectibles of that series go, right? I just wish I would do actually more figures than statues. But anyway, really cool 1/6 scale figures. Right up there. Freaking love them. Fallout. I started getting, I like this piece. And then I was like, oh, I really like this piece, and not connecting that they all belong to the same group until I was like, wait a minute, I have something else that's Fallout. Because I had not watched the series yet. I just knew there was a buzz about it, but really haven't been tuned in. And I really am not good with sitting down in front of television. Really am not. So when I sit and I love something, then I'll binge. And that's the case with Fallout. Really interesting. And so much that I got even my husband involved, because I was like, I think you got to watch this. Because one of the things that I was telling him is that I have been kind of getting some figures from Fallout that are so different from the other that I'm like, how do they even connect? So I'm like, well, maybe one is a video or a cartoon, and then the other one's a movie. It wasn't really connecting until I saw the series, and then I got it. Then it made total sense to me. So now, when I look at the collection, I'm like, oh, this is so cool. So I forget who it is. I think it's T60. Freaking great figure. He's in the display case. I have to take him out now because now I have to figure out how I'm going to display my Fallout collection together. Yeah, because I love it. I freaking love it. Let's start out with Vault Boy. Right, this is from Movie Maniacs, McFarlane Toys. And they say of this one, it's a limited edition of 3,750 pieces. The base on this is fantastic. He himself is pretty cool, but I actually like him in the box, because the box, first of all, that is really cool. The fact that it's numbered. And then it also has some really cool art of the characters. Right? So this is T60. Love him. We need a Lucy. Yeah. And then we need yeah, and then look at him. Right. So I'm torn because this is so cool. And yet if I display him, this might take up too much space. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but nice. Okay. And then I got from Fallout 76, Mr. Gutsy. Right, not much in the box. And there, Fallout 76. He's out of the box. It doesn't say much, but it does say 40 points of articulation, authentic in-game sounds, light up exhaust flame, and motorized head rotation. Sold! So I get him, right? I get this, and it's got some nice weight to it. And I'm like, oh, I love me some androids, right? So I then see that it comes with a charger, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to be having plug in all the time. That's going to be useless. And then, right, because it doesn't take batteries, but here's what I love. That you could charge them up. You could charge them up. So how long the charge lasts, I don't know. But the fact that I don't have to waste my battery, or the fact that I don't have to keep them plugged in, really, really love that. So I just charged them. And come with a USB cord, and then you get the cube. Right? He looks like this. Right? That is so freaking cool. Comes with the base, attach a figure to him. He's all one piece. This is the top. Comes off. It's magnetic. And then, let's see if I can stand them up here like this. These here also are movable. You can put them any which way. They turn up and down. You can put them close like that. Right, pull them out, all kinds of deliciousness, right? So, love that, right? Then the head also, it is mechanical, it will turn. These here, total articulated, and I guess he could fix anything. So, he's got his tools all set up. Then there is the switch on the top. This is also where you plug the USB cord. You turn them on, and then on the side here, one click turns on the light. Right? I believe if you turn them, then I believe that if you click them twice, he then speaks.
Oh, don't worry about me, sir. I'll be fine.
All right. Okay. So then, my boy over here. I have had this figure for a little bit. And one thing that I think I have mentioned before is that I really hate putting stuff together. It's not my thing. That's like I really don't know much of Lego, because I don't really enjoy taking the time to do stuff like that. First of all, I'm way too busy for that. So this figure has been sitting there. I was like looking at it because I already put T60 together, so I knew that it was going to take some time. But this guy really needed his armor on because it's all about the color of the armor, and it's really, really cool. And I'm talking about T51. Look at this box. Right? Oh, that's so good. Nuka-Cola. T51 Power Armor from Fallout. So good. So I get the figure, and I freaking love him. So he comes with some really cool, look at that. Nice, right? And then these are magnetic. Then this is also magnetic, right? Open the armor. Right? Tanks. And then the helmet. And the helmet is freaking awesome. So good. Right, so interchangeable. You could take this, change it with the body. I mean, check the head, put this one on. So, then, oh, look at him. Oh, you ready? This is so good. The artwork. Oh my God. Yeah, so every piece that you see in red had to be attached and put together. Yeah. Right, and you're saying that if you were to change the head with the helmet, how cool would that look as well? Mm-hmm. Right? The fingers are articulated. Yeah, so see, so every piece you put together. There you go. Like great articulation, that any which way you can move him, his head. Right, look at the back. Right, and the other figure, which is the color, it's not as cool as this red is, but I left one of the legs exposed so you could see what it looks like inside. Right. This figure, this collection of Fallout, incredible. Yeah, he doesn't need a base because he's pretty wide at the bottom, so he's standing on his own. Got some great weight, like I said. Articulation is incredible. Yeah, and then the head sculpt. The head sculpt was pretty cool. Wow. So my friends, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Hope it wasn't too long for you, but like I said, there was some really cool stuff that I want to share with you. Yeah. So thank you, my friends. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Until next time, I will talk to you later. See ya.